what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the first ever Council of Chaos Natural Ones live D&D session. We're here bringing what we talked about over the weekend in the podcast. If you got to check that video out, our sub-campaign. We're doing Curse of Strahd, right in the smack dab middle of this main campaign that we've been doing for about 2 years now. Gave the guys in the group here an opportunity to create new characters. They've gained some experience in playing D&D now, and so it's our opportunity to now take what we've been doing and all the fun stuff we've been having and now share that with you guys, which we're so excited. We've worked really hard to get to this point. You know, we're looking forward to adventures ahead, being able to interact and kind of just, like I said, bring all this fun to you guys. So what we're going to do is we're going to go around the table, just kind of let everybody introduce themselves. Some of the people you would have seen in the podcast on Saturday, if you got to catch that. If not, you get to meet some new people as well. So we're going to start around the table. Jonah, go ahead and introduce yourself.
What's up? I'm Jonah, your resident cleric, and the other campaign in this one I play Kate Mooncrest.
Heck yeah. All right, Cam.
Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Cam. Nice to meet you. Right now, I'm the newbie to D&D. I don't, just been playing like 6 months right now. Played Donar, the fighter. On the main campaign of this one, I play Splitter. He's a Kenku monk.
And one of our guys is actually currently working. It shows the dedication we have to not only this game, but as well as getting this content out to all of you. But he's currently on the phone playing tonight, and so we're going to let him introduce himself over the main line.
CJ, Mike.
What's up, guys? I'm CJ. I play Rinru and Rin. I'm pretty much your rogue expert, and I just like to stab people with daggers.
Yeah, this is a fact. All right. Andrew, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
What's going on, guys? My name is Andrew. The main campaign I played a Viking named Albert, who was really dumb. But in this campaign I'm playing Tiefling Warlock, Wyron, the shapeshifter.
All right. Justin?
Yo, I'm Justin. I play Sako, the Ranger / Drunk, in the other campaign, and Baloo, the bear, as well as Wildhair, the rabbit folk brawler in this campaign.
Kangaroo Jack.
Kangaroo Jack.
Okay. All right, Caleb?
I'm Caleb. I play Casanaccio in the main campaign, and this one is kind of fever dream. I'm Maple.
Maple, nice. You're a hobbit, right? Halfling, archer, arcane archer, yeah. Fighter, yep, that's right. Heck yeah. One person that we're missing is actually Jake. He'll be here shortly. He plays Dro in our other campaign, a paladin, and in this campaign he's playing a monk. He should be here shortly. He's at work also, like I said. We're going to get going, though. We're going to make this happen. We're going to get the campaign started tonight. Picking up where we left off, we were kind of talking about it in the podcast over the weekend that we entered into Strahd. We allowed the guys to pretty much create new characters now that they've got some experience in D&D and been playing for a little while. And these new characters were designed to be a part of the Thieves guilds. They were heavily influenced in some of the sub-guilds that the whole Thieves Guild possesses, like the Zentharum and things like that, and some special ones you may have never even heard from or heard of. As we go through, you're going to see that our game plays a little differently. We do like to follow, me especially as a DM, like to follow a lot of what Dungeons & Dragons and Wizards of the Coast does and sets up for you, but I'm a big believer in that these stories are set to be as foundations and you build upon them, you know. So we do like to homebrew some of our stuff. I do like to kind of present new things and a new approach to it. So don't judge us too much. We like to have fun. We don't knock anybody that follows it by the book to the T. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a great way to play the game also. So if you hear something kind of happen differently or you see something, you know, that you may know is not what the book says, just go along with it. Have fun like we do and know that we're just here to hang out as a bunch of guys, chill, and enjoy this great game. As we pick up, I will let you know that this group has made their way into kind of a sticky situation. They've all been brought in by the masters of the Thief Guild, the main guys, and they've brought them in individually for their own skill sets as they're at different ranks within their own sub-Thief Guild sections and stuff, and they've been given this mission to go within Barovia, go into this hidden realm, and interact with Strive, find out what's going on, because in the main campaign, all hell is pretty much broken loose. There's a lot of different things going on involving gods and dragons, and it's come to light that Strive is a possible candidate to have involvement in this, and maybe even created some of the strife to bring all this evil on. And so this group has been designed and set up to take this mission on, a mission of pretty much a suicide mission, a mission of going after either any weapons that may be in this realm, going after Strive himself, whatever it is. But we're gonna jump on in and we're gonna see kind of where things lead us. So let's have some fun. All right, so guys, you guys know that last year left off, you were pretty much dropped off at the town of Crex by the Vishanti. You were sat there, you spoke a little bit to each other, but then you approached the main gate through interacting with a few of the guards, as well as the leader of the town. You were given a mission, an opportunity to gain some trust, to allow yourselves into the town. So they asked you to go down south and check out the winery, the place where they get their wine, and check on them. It's been a while since they've received their last shipment. It's long past due. And in your process, in your journey, you guys were introduced into a character that no one knows the name of yet, but we just know him as the Scout. He led you down this the Salvus Road to where there's this cross in the road. Then through some interactions, you learned some new information. You learned some information that you might not be the only Thieves Guild group that's been sent this way. This might not be just a mission for what's going on now in the main campaign. This could be something that the Thieves Guild has been messing around with for a while now, and you guys are seeing some side of light that you're pawns in a bigger game. And honestly, through almost a butting of heads between party members when Kovu and Ren interacted with Wardo and kind of approached him, and then the other two that are in the same sub-guild with Wardo, Cam and Jake, you guys jumped to his defense, which was a really cool interaction. It's kind of stealthy. I liked it. It was cool. I didn't know if you guys were kind of coming to support us or if you were going at it, but then it worked itself out and stuff. But from that interaction, we kept going, and then we ended up making our way up to where this winery is. And as you're approaching the road, this kind of sub-road that splits off at a fork, you interacted with an individual that was hooded, covered in kind of dark hooded clothes. A slight rain was coming down. You noticed the rows of grapes and things like that from the winery. As Jake's character approached this individual, as soon as he walked up on him when we left off, a group of other individuals wearing the same attire, hooded, had stepped out from the different rows of wines, or the different rows of grapes. So leaving off there, with Jake not being here, I'm going to ask just everybody to roll a perception roll for me real quick.
Perception.
30. Awesome.
30.
Let's get some music going.
I have an unnatural 20.
A 14.
14? Alright, so I got a 30, a 14. Perception. So I got 30, 14, 10. Unnatural.
He doesn't look like this.
What you guys? What do you say?
15.
15. Alright. 22. Alright. So we're gonna say that off rip, Jonah, you immediately notice these other individuals stepping out. And they don't seem to be approaching in an aggressive manner, you know what I mean? They are on guard. They do seem to kind of be cautious in their approach, but they don't seem to be charging or making some type of surprise attack. They seem to kind of just be coming in support of the one individual that you see that Jake's character has walked up on. The others, you guys see this simultaneously. They're kind of one right after the other. They gradually coming in. You notice that, as I had said, there was a total of 8 of them that had just kind of come out. Still, this one male individual standing in front of Jake. We'll say that as they approach, the one standing in front of Jake, he immediately, calm down, calm down. We mean no harm, please. We are weary, please do not harm us. And you notice that Jake's character kind of suspiciously looks down, and you see the others now starting to kind of raise their faces a little bit. You see that different ages of individuals, and they all kind of have similar characteristics about them, like look-wise. They don't look identical, but you can notice there maybe even be some type of opportunity or possibility that they are the same lineage, family, something like that. They seem to be very tight. You notice that even in him communicating with Jake's character, the other characters, the other individuals that are cloaked, show a little bit of distraught, a little bit of kind of like, this could go south. But they're not approaching any type of anger or anything like that. Does anybody want to do anything, say anything at this moment?
I step up from Jake's character, and I just walk up to him and say, we mean no harm. We do be looking for wine right now. Are we in the right direction?
Okay, so you just say that. Anybody else?
Stay silent.
Do you say that to the guy that Jake's character's in front of?
I just.
Or you just say it?
Yeah, I just say it. Look around, make sure
You hear him?
make some. Look up technically.
Okay.
Make sure I make some eye contact with a few of the people.
Okay. So you notice that the main one that's standing in front of Jake kind of like leans and sees and looks and sees. Shh, quiet. Please come closer. And kind of like you see that the others kind of gathering a little bit, and he kind of doesn't really kneel down, but he kind of lowers himself where he's not above the eye line of all these different rows of plants and stuff like that. He kind of like lowers himself down and he looks at Jake, and then the other, as you guys kind of like come in closer, he begins to speak to you and tell you that he goes, my name is, let me make sure I pronounce it right. My name is Davian Markov. You can tell by his face as you're a little bit closer now. He does appear a little bit older, probably most likely the head of this group. He tells you that I am the owner currently of this winery, me and my family, Markov family, but currently we are, as you can see, not in the winery. We are rushed out into these parks. I'm afraid that we need assistance from a group that seems to be of your stature. An evil group of druids has taken control of our winery. They've stolen one of our great stones. And I believe they're searching for something deeper, but we know not. They came and robbed us blind. We believe they may have influence with heavier power here in this realm. But we wish to just make the wine and produce it for the folk here in Barovia so that they may survive, be able to live here.
How long ago did he say stones? Did you say our stature? Are you calling me short?
I'm sorry, I speak too much too soon because of my emotions. I'm sorry. A group of druids and their evil magic. We believe
What kind of druids?
the worst of kind. Pure followers of Strahd himself. We believe they may have some connection with Baba Yaga. You can see just the fear on their face. He doesn't say anything else about the stones or anything like that. And he says that my family has had to take refuge here in this area and in the nearby woods the past few days now. We were surprised by this group of druids and a few of these blights that came through and just caught us off guard. took something very, very valuable to our family, and we thought that was it, but then they have returned. And now, to sit ransacking and loitering within our winery. Who knows what they're doing with our wine? You see one of the other boys, a smaller boy, kind of step up, and he appears to be, teenage of age, not too small. He actually said, he goes, and there is wine there inside the winery still. There's areas where we have bottles that we had put aside and hidden before we left. And he kind of not really snaps at his son, but looks at him to kind of just hold your tongue. My son speaks the truth. Wine is what you seek. It is there for the taking, but unfortunately, we have no way to get in, or even the means of power to take back what is ours. We ask you, can you help us in any way? Please.
Valuable, say. What was valuable?
Let's just say that they took from us the one things that we use to make the wine here. It's what allows us to, and you notice that he looks around very kind of suspiciously and looks above in the air. They would allow us to keep the wine brewing underneath Strahd's power. He's not the fan, but he seems to let us be because of what we provide to the townsfolk. The wine here we give out is, they hope for it, they need it, they desire it, they yearn for it. It's the only way to make it through a life within this realm. But we believe that these druids have a deeper plan, as we said. We believe that they've done something. They've taken what is valuable to us and used it for something of pure evil. I'm afraid if we cannot make our way or find someone to help us take back this winery, our namesake, we will have to flee to the woods and just leave it to that of the evil. And who knows what shall come.
How many are there?
And you see, you actually see a female. She looks like not to be an older woman, but more of like an adult and a girl, a younger age, young adult. She steps forward. Father, we must hurry. They will soon spot us. I know, daughter. He turns back and says, their numbers were many. The blights alone surround the winery. If you just take this path here, very quietly, you will be able to see right across the ridge. They surround it in numbers, and the druids themselves, when they attacked, we saw what we believe 6. Who's to know now when they've come back? We prepared for the second attack. We saw them when they made their return, and were able to flee out. But now, what awaits inside, we know not. And then, you kind of hear this woman in the back kind of start to kind of not really weep, but make a little bit of a tone, and she says that, I can't believe we lost it all. And he kind of turns back and says, we haven't lost anything yet, woman. He goes, can you please help us now? We will give you all the wine you can hold, and we will willingly, freely give it to you, and help you in the future with anything you need. But I'm afraid we don't have the time to go searching this realm.
Guys, we can't help you. They said there's secret stores of wine. We need one.
So, I just want to start walking towards the path and just mumbling to myself, value.
What's valuable is our lives if we can even get out of here.
Oh yeah, Kate 100% takes out his double blade and turns walks right behind you. Well, I guess you should go in there. Walking around my brother's that.
I look at Barto. It's like we need to do it too. I start kind of wrapping my mind.
Oh, and Bartek kind of gets, Master, It's one of those. Okay, well, get ready. All right. Always ready for an adventure. Let's go. And he kind of just steadily follows behind you. Cam, I want you to roll for me an insight check. Yeah. Dirty 20. So as you guys are, as you're gonna take this path, excuse me. When you start walking, you make eye contact with the woman. She was holding a baby, like probably about 1 years old. And as you're walking, you kind of slightly just happen to catch a glimpse of eye contact with this small child. And you see it's a little girl. She also has a hood up, dressed the same. But as you look into the eyes, you get this really weird kind of almost at-home feeling. And then you see her pupils immediately kind of just take you back to your childhood for some reason. It just kind of like, it hits you with a brief, like, I guess you just kind of recognize this feeling for some reason. You catch on to something. And then you keep moving forward.
So I just have like, a blink and I'm back at the nest and my mom's like...
I would just say, not even that, you almost just like, it's like...
and then blink and we're back.
You can say that to that extent, yeah, however you want to envision it. It's just when you make eye contact with this child for that brief second, that brief moment, it immediately like, almost like you get a connection with this kid of something.
Feels like a really good time.
Okay. Cool. We're going to take a break real quick, y'all. Yeah, 100%, yeah. We're going to take a break real quick, y'all. See if Jake's here or whatever, man. Let's see what we can do, man. But yeah, so we're going to take a break real quick, guys. We'll be back in a few minutes. Stick in there. All right.
Oh my God, where did you go?
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back. Heck yeah. All right.
I came out of invisibility.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Everybody, we can welcome Jake. Jake, go ahead and reintroduce yourself.
What's up? I'm on the podcast. Did better go back and look at it.
Yep.
But I'm playing Cal in this one. I'm the monk friend of Splitter here. And the ward of Wardo.
That's right. Heck yeah.
Wardo's ward.
In fact, can you put Wardo on the board?
Yeah.
My boy wasn't on the board?
Why wasn't he on the board already?
Wasn't on the board. All right. So, all right, let's pick it back up. All right, so where we had left off right before the break, you guys had decided to go ahead and take this Markov family up on their offer to check out this winery. Splitter, you had actually, when you started walking, you had the interaction with the little girl, kind of that brief connection. And then, who knows with the bird folk. So you kept walking forward after that. So as you follow suit, kind of give me a description, because the road's only going to be able to, you probably go, you're going to have to try to sneak in. You're going to have to be stealth. So if you're walking around, I want you to roll, unless you're walking right up.
We're going to walk in between the vineyards.
You're pretty much going to take this path, yeah. And you said you're going to go into the vineyards?
Yeah, it's like right here.
Okay. Alright, so go ahead and roll a stealth roll for me. And anybody else that's following suit, kind of just like...
Can I roll with advantage because I'm honestly like 4 feet 2?
Nah, unfortunately, height won't provide advantage in this situation.
Oh, I'm just walking up. I'm not stealthing.
You're not stealthing at all. You're going to walk right up the main path.
Yep, baby.
Alright, he'll put you out front in the main path since you were right behind. We're actually going to go... It's going to cut in. So the path that's going towards Justin and Caleb will actually be the direction we're going.
I rolled that map.
You see the middle path? Jonah?
I think I'm going to follow.
There's a cart. Nope. Going towards.
This one.
Yeah. There we go. So you and Barta. All right. So you're gonna follow into the brushes. So go ahead and roll a stealth for me. Stealth. CJ, you're also going to the
He said
venue?
23.
All right. Me and CJ are gonna go the opposite side. So get us some, get the tiger, and he can just go in. We're gonna go on the left side. If that's cool.
That's a weird looking 7.
That doesn't look like a 7 at
Oh,
all.
we're talking about 706.
Wait, where's Marvin going?
Can I shove Bart
You can
I
definitely
think I
have
had
Bartos.
because I was protesting that we shouldn't help him, so I just
What do you
went
want?
in on the left side.
We're gonna come with me. All right, so you come in with the 2 tigers on the left side in the venue.
What if Barto just starts singing?
Oh my god.
Don't do
I
it.
think Barto's getting the idea right now of what's going on. Now, if you want to convince, now if you want to tell Barto to strike up a tune,
Forget that one means, sir.
all right. So stealth rolls, Jonah.
Not stealth.
You're not stealth. That's right. You're walking straight up.
Not 10.
10, 22,
CJ got a 23.
23.
7.
Say it.
Not one, baby. It's not one session without a nat 1, baby. Gotta love it. All right. Caleb, stealth roll. You should have
14.
14. All right. So nobody. All right. So. You good? Okay.
It's probably better this way.
Alright. So, anybody that got above a 15, you stealthily are able to kind of like find a good spot within the different rows. Unfortunately, we'll go ahead and do. So as Jonah, as your character's walking up straight up the main path, you're not stealthing on it. You kind of notice everybody because they're all masters thieves. You know what I mean, they all disperse pretty quickly. You know what I mean? The only one is you kind of turn back to look to see, kind of slightly catching a little bit of a late reaction to kind of everything looking around. Is Andrew's character kind of like, oh shit, and just dips off into the side area. Standing though. Right where Andrew was, you see Wild Hair and Barto go into the section, but Wild Hair goes in, and Barto is kind of like not fully into the brush yet, like fully into where he's hidden, but he's standing there and he's kind of messing with his little wooden foot that he's carved out. That that he's got pretty much left right now. He's kind of finessing with it, whatever. And just for a second, just kind of. He can't get any sound out of it, and he smacks the shit out. And then he just goes, oh, like this, and blows this big, loud sound.
Oh my god.
And as he kind of like, and he looks at you and makes eye contact, and he just steps into the brush.
Mental note for later.
As you turn
So much for stealth.
towards the path, you kind of like take a few steps. I'm gonna say you're going a little bit more strategically now, just because of the sound. You start to hear a few things, a few noises or whatever, and then as you come around the bend, you notice situated in the midst of this vineyard, the winery. It's an old 2-story stone building with multiple entrances. There's a thick ivy covering every wall and iron fencing along its roof line. The trail ends at an open loading dock on the ground floor. So I'd say you're probably still about 15, 20 feet from this. You know what I mean? You're not fully in yet. You see a wooden stable of more recent construction is attached to the east side of the winery next to the loading dock. West of the winery is a crumbling well and a wooden outhouse. You notice these things. But then immediately after you first glance these coming around that corner, that's the first step you see is this building. Then you notice it. And you see on the outskirts of the building, some standing kind of guard, some just kind of lingering out amongst themselves, interacting. You see about 30 of these about normal height, some smaller, ranging from small to tall, of these like creatures. You hear the rustling of dead vines kind of all around you. You see these like inhuman shapes that are emerging, you know, from the vineyard still. You see the ones that are out there, and you can see that they're just, first glance, they look like they're just made of vines and trees and things like that. You can definitely roll a check on it if you want to try to figure out what these creatures are or anything like that. Go ahead and roll a investigation check for me.
15.
15.
Yep.
All right, so we'll say that you would know through experience, just kind of through your life, that these are blights. These are tree blights. Creatures that are formed through, you know, they usually, this area is formed through magic, maybe, possibly, but you notice that they are usually not very smart and can be very dangerous in approach. But you notice about 30 of them kind of like separated in about 6 groups of 5 across the property in different areas, just guarding everything. You notice that all the doors are closed up. You don't see any type of the windows or anything open or anything like that. You just notice that this is what you see. I need you to roll a stealth check for me real fast.
Is that a 7?
It is a 7.
Like a legit 7?
Yes.
Okay.
15.
I saw it. It looked like 1.
Alright, so you kind of like, you've stopped kind of where you're at, just kind of catching a glimpse of everything, keeping a look on everything like that. And then, as you go to kind of just move your foot slightly, you hear the... And then, it's almost as if silence immediately hits the entire area. Little by little, individually, you notice all of these blights turn kind of very creepy-esque and look back completely in your direction.
Double upload its entire hand, looks at them and goes, so you heard that about the fucking horn?
Hold on the back. It was a flute, I believe.
Killing it.
Can I use oh my god.
So, can I use mimicry to project the same exact sound? You know, the like the floor picking. Up on the other side of where we are. So like like to distract.
You just want to create the flute sound?
No. I guess the
creak.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
twink. Yeah, I mean, you can, you just want to create that sound?
Yeah.
Alright, so you create that sound. So you're just creating a tree branch cracking.
I can imitate any sound that I've heard. So
You've heard. So what I want, so roll an insight, or actually roll a perception for me to see if you catch that sound.
Perception?
Yeah.
That doesn't actually sound
So we can safely assume that you're the only one that's been spotted.
Yes.
So it's a 9.
It's a 9. Alright, so you're able to mimic, recreate the sound, but it does not, it goes unnoticed, essentially. And after you, as soon as you kind of do this and, the sound cracks, you don't even really notice it because you've said what you were saying, and then you notice slightly above you, looking down, you see this individual with kind of paler skin. It's got a kind of darker, definitely nature wear type of, like leathers and pelts and things like that, but of a darker essence, long black hair, holding a staff within his hand. He's kind of looking down upon you. As you've said what you've said, he retaliates. We have visitors. Have you come to play try to retake this place, boy.
Basically.
Here I was thinking I was gonna have to go find lunch for all of my pets, but here you walked right down the alleyway. Children, and you kind of just boom, boom, and you see them start to almost pretty quickly gather together. Some of them kind of jumping on top of the others, connecting in ways and stuff like that as they all start to now make their way towards you. And he just kind of looks around and doesn't notice anybody else, but steps and turns back into the winery. Through the top. You notice he was on the upper floor, kind of out on the balcony type of thing.
Of the building?
Of the winery.
So, who's all in the brush with me that has not been noticed? It's me.
Your side is on that side over there. It's all those people over there. So everybody but me, or everybody but Kovu, CJ, and Caleb.
Alright, so I want to cast Pass Without a Trace.
Okay.
Key point.
Alright.
So everybody around me that I can see, I'm choosing you guys. You get a +10 to dexterity for the next action.
Alright, so since everybody's in stealth though, what I need for you to roll for me is a perception. See who you can gather.
Who can I actually see?
Because you're trying to see a bunch of master thieves hiding in brush. I'll go ahead and tell you off rip, you definitely see Barto. 100% sitting there just like, what's going on?
What is that?
14.
17.
17.
It's wisdom, right? Perception?
Yeah.
Yeah.
17.
17. Alright, we'll say that you can see the group there within you. How many, is that got a set limit on how many you can pass it
It
on?
just says for you and your companions. Each creature you choose within 30 feet of you, including yourself, has a +10 bonus to dexterity stealth checks. And can't be tracked except by magical means. A creature that receives this bonus leaves no tracks or other traces of its passage.
Yeah. Alright, so you do, so everybody on that side now has a +10 to your stealth rolls. Pretty much just +10 to, it's only stealth. It's not dex, it's just stealth, yeah. But you get a +10 to those rolls.
Nice.
It's a very useful spell.
Yeah, it'll help out a lot. We'll see.
Use it wisely. No nat ones. Alright. I know that's asking a lot with this group. Come on.
For 1 hour, right?
Just
For 1 hour. I guess Josh tells on that side.
Yep, I got you. Alright, so you guys are covered. So, is there anything specific? Anybody's trying,
Yes. So I do want to.
because John would say Jonah's characters, so you guys where you're at would not notice what he's noted, like what he's seen.
Okay.
We just
Alright.
like talk.
You could have, I would say you would have overheard some type of speaking between two individuals. You're not that far off of each other. He probably only went another, 15, 20 feet ahead around the bend or whatever. But yeah, so he's currently alone now. But that group over there is all has advanced on stealth rolls. So right now, I'm going to go ahead and say Kovu's going to maneuver himself up. So if Caleb, if you or CJ wants to try to move up or move forward or anything like that.
I would just follow.
Okay. Alright, so you can kind of spread us out. We'll kind of get like a 10-foot line. So across that, where those two are in that brush, kind of just stretches across a straight line. In the vineyard shit or whatever. Yeah, just kind of separate each other. That'll work, yeah. Alright. So, anybody else want to do anything specifically or whatever?
I want to try to. Well, Are we aware of those transformer blight tree creatures?
I would
No,
say
no,
just
no,
know those
yeah.
conversations. Do we know like what direction?
Oh well, yeah, you know the path. You would have seen. You saw him walk down the path, so you know he's up. Like he's the only one that's up there.
Can I like move up to like get to like the edge where I can
Yeah. Go ahead and roll. Just go ahead and roll a stealth roll for me. All right, do the same. Yeah, if you want to move forward and roll stealth.
They all transformed into one.
No. You just saw like a couple of them kind of like latching onto each other. Yeah. But you're looking at about 30 roughly.
21?
What is that?
That's nat 20.
That's a nat 20, baby.
All right. So you stealthily are able to move up right to about kind of like level with where Jonah is, but still in the brush, still hidden.
But I can see.
You can now see what's transpiring. Yes.
28.
All right. You also are able to move up enough to where you can also see what's transpiring.
So I'm not able to see the.
Yeah, not yet. Yeah, if you want to move forward, you
I
can.
want to do the same thing.
All right, go ahead and roll stealth. All right.
18. So 28 plus 10.
All right, so 28. That's good. You're able to move up. Huh?
What did you say, CJ?
Do I need to roll a stealth?
Yeah, you guys actually would need to roll too, Caleb and CJ. Just add 10. So we don't get the 10 on it.
It's gonna be a
You
12.
subtract
12. No. All right.
Move up a hair.
Just a hair.
So much.
Just a hair. Barto's gonna follow.
29.
All right, that works.
Like red line.
All right.
Hold on. 18.
18. All right, so you guys are all pretty able to kind of like move up. Unfortunately, as everybody kind of moves forward to the tree line and gets to see kind of what's going on, we'll say that Wardo has kind of worked himself up with you. Everybody's kind of left Barto. And Barto is just sitting within these vineyard lines, and he's kind of like, Master. Master!
I don't answer.
So he then stands up, steps out into the middle of the path, wonders to himself. Master's left me. Can't find him. He was taking his wraps off last I saw, so that must mean it's time for a fight. So he gets his flute ready. And he starts just Pied Pipering this thing, prancing up the walkway towards you. And you can hear it gradually. So it gets louder.
I want my ears to flip like exaggerated.
And you hear it. And he comes up beside you, prancing, and kind of prances around you once or twice or whatever, as all these blights are kind of, they've stopped, almost dead. Like everything's just stopped watching Barto for the moment. And he kind of prances around you once or twice, and he kind of gets right in front of you, drops to one knee, and hits this last final, like, woo note. And as he hits it, he kind of looks around.
I want to look
Kick
at
him.
I
Kick him.
Kick him right over.
Just kick him over.
This kid's gonna try.
As I kick him over, like, you're gonna be here, do something useful.
You kind of go, oh!
I want to yell out, play my least favorite song to your new audience.
Master!
It's your favorite.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Easy, yeah.
So they'll love it. He picks up his little flute.
No, he's down. Let's get this straight. How might be second? Third, fourth, pick an order.
All this stealth. For no reason.
I had a feeling. I was just like, I'm not gonna. I feel like something about it is gonna walk in.
You took the most boisterous group of adventurers and made them.
So he then takes his little flute, picks it up, he kind of looks at you, shrugs his shoulders, and he pulls within his sleeve this wand. It's like that. It's a basic looking wand. He slides it right into the flute, and he just pulls it up to his mouth. He stands up, and for a brief moment, it's almost like everything goes quiet. And then he begins to play. And he's just making these sounds coming out of this flute, blows on it, strums it, whatever. You just see this like energy though. You see it start to build around him. It starts to kind of swirl. And he starts to get into it. You know, he's like rolling this thing and he's going crazy. And then he finally gets to a point and he hits this and he comes in and he kind of comes around you and then he just hits this like straight heavy metal band knee slide right up in front of these tree blights. And as he does, you find his fucking sheet.
Oh, that's exactly what I'm doing.
Okay.
While all this is going on,
Yeah.
I'm carefully removing like these weighted wraps around my arms and like kind of tying them.
Are you telling anybody else? You guys know too that like you're stealth, but you can hear this. It's like rock and roll music coming out, and he's just.
Can I go ahead and like prep quarterstaff and break
Yeah,
it?
I would say if you're gonna get anything prepped, go ahead and prep it now. You because you would have everybody in the city would have heard Harriet yell that out or whatever. And it's just y'all in the blights. So
Twisting it.
I can see that there's magic coming from this.
you can see that, yeah, you can tell that every time he's like getting into it, he goes on one side or he kicks his leg or something. He's like building up energy. You can feel energy coming forth.
I'm sitting there bouncing like a bouncer and like, it's about time you're useful.
I'm gonna say even like at first you were just like you were like, oh god, but then slowly your foot's tapping. You're kind of getting into it a little bit. At one point he even kind of spins around and looks and notices your foot's tapping and gives you a little bit of a smirk, like, yeah, motherfucker, I got you.
I walk up beside him and just like, I'll tap my foot too.
I'm pulling like boxer bouncing. Like, about time.
Yeah, just get ready.
Blood.
It's just sitting there like, look, trick.
Doing this cool.
Can I walk to see if these lights are all like kind of like really close together, like proximity?
Huh?
6 groups of 5.
You can see that I'd say they're spread across about 120 feet. There's 30 of them.
So there's 30 of them. And you said 100 what?
120 feet across, like roughly of like but they're starting to move their way like off the building and stuff, and gradually starting to work their way
So would you
towards.
say that there's a group of them kind of like focused in the middle, like larger group?
I'd say that they're kind of separated into like 6 different groups. Yeah, so you could see like they're kind of bunched up into that as they're making their way into one.
Because I want to cast ours.
You can cast it, but I mean, pretty much everything around you is dark. Just
The advice we cannot see and sit there and see it, but all it's got to do is call us.
all right. So what he does is, so as he's playing, he kind of. You hear him like building and building, and he gets this magic or whatever, and then he comes around you and he hits this straight power slide, and it just he lets out this scream. And as he does, you see all this energy kind of just flow from him into this magic out of his little flute or whatever, and it just kind of boom hits like this first group of 10, 15 blights, and you notice like he kind of like he just put the show of his life on. He's like, yeah. He looks like, you like that? Yeah! And then a moment passed by and all the lights were kind of totally just dead stop watching this whole thing happen. And then you notice that there's like 10 or 15 that kind of took that brunt force of energy, start to kind of do a little dance, start to kind of shake their bodies and move and gyrate a little bit. You see, Bartow notices, yeah. He's like, that's right. You dance! You dance to Bartow's music! Bastard, look! I did it! I got it! Your favorite song, my favorite song! And they're like, they're legit, the first 10 or 15 within this group are kind of dancing. They're totally moving, they're not moving their spots, they're just getting into the music. You know what I mean? And he's not playing anymore, you notice that they've just taken some type of effect to a spell. And as he kind of stands up, turns, he walks past up to where you are. He goes, he just kind of looks at you. Told you I was a musician. And kind of starts to make his way kind of behind you, where he steps back behind you. You're still human form at this point. I'm going to go ahead and say at this point, you need to go ahead and roll initiative. And you're wanting to cast a spell? Alright, so you're going to pick... I'll go ahead and show you a map of what you're looking at.
It's at 18.
18? Oh, cool.
So, this is, you guys are pretty much like this area. Yeah, so yeah, you guys would all be out in this area because this is your stable right here. You notice there.
Well, I guess these guys.
And the light creatures are on that side.
They're all pretty much all over this area. Now, if you want to take those family figures I had out there and just position them all around the...
So where it is?
I'll hook you up. I got you.
Yeah, I would say you're right.
I got you.
And then Bartow's up here.
So you're going to be on the other side.
This side?
Mm-hmm. Other side. Because that's your stable, all that kind of stuff, whatever. So you guys will be... You can just put yourself all in that brush right there. That's fine. That's cool.
And then you could have like Kobu and them.
We'll set these at each of these is 10 lights, okay? So just kind of put those in a semicircle, kind of moving them towards y'all. Not yet. No, we're still hidden in the bushes. They don't even know me, you, and Caleb are there yet. Well, they don't know any of them are there yet.
That's Bartow?
No, that's Wardo. Yeah, he can be back there with y'all. That's just a family. Just put him in there as a blight. That's cool. We'll use him for now. I don't feel like digging through my blights. And I don't honestly have 30 of them, so...
We don't have 30.
Yeah.
We have like 2 lights.
So, we're good. Alright. So, everybody set?
Correct.
Alright. Sorry about that, y'all. Had to get a little readjusted for the figures. Okay, so... As everything's set up, let me get some good old-fashioned music on. A little loud, you know, we get that turned down. Alright, so currently this is where we're at. So, go ahead, you want to cast darkness? If you move, you're pretty much on the edge. So if you step out, you're going to have to roll a pretty damn good stealth roll. Yeah, if you want to move in the brush, yeah, you can. Okay, yeah, move over. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, you just roll a stealth roll for me, though. Alright, you're able to stealthily make your way out of line a little bit.
And then cast darkness
On just one of the group, alright. So you do your cat.
like spear.
Alright. Well, you just pick a point, it's 30 feet from that point.
We're not going to be able to see them, they're not going to be able to see us. It should help if we're trying to maneuver around.
Is this a one? This is 2 stories.
Yeah.
Like all around 2 stories.
Yeah.
From here to
I only got 2 points left. So.
Okay. So you cast darkness.
Yeah, like right here in the center area.
All right. So you kind of like just are able to stealthily able to get it out. You cast it.
Definitely doing the fucking
Yeah. Doing
darkness.
Boy doing a jutsu.
Darkness no jutsu.
Shadowing is a jutsu. That's pretty funny. So you're able to you release it, and as you do, you notice it does. It kind of fills the air and it gets dark. But you notice that the creatures don't seem to stop. They continue to move. Other than those that are dancing, it seems to not have any effect. So what we'll do now is, since everybody's in stealth mode, we're gonna go ahead and just everybody roll initiative. Since we put it here.
Do you need me to reload mine?
No.
Wait, that's not
All right. Anybody 20 to 25?
Unnat
Unnat
30.
20. You good? All right. Anybody got 15 to 20? 18, 16. All right. Jonah roll first. Somebody let him have it first.
Jonas first.
I just said that.
Roll for it. I didn't catch
You said 16? Andrew?
Worked out that way.
We both got 16.
Y'all both did? Alright, y'all roll again then. CJ, go ahead and roll.
Roll, baby.
17.
That's a funny way to say
It is indeed not a 7.
That's a 1.
23.
Alright, so you're definitely
CJ, you're rolling.
So Justin. You're so lucky that roll has nothing to do with anything.
That's the second
Roll
Initiative.
Yeah.
That is the second one.
Both really good.
This has been like
None yet.
You can see why what a natural one.
You definitely
Wait till someone hits it.
18, CJ.
No, it was like 11. One. A single, like 3 hours. It was bad.
awful. It sucks. Josh has been so
Like,
The inspiration.
which we can't work on that one. But every week we all have like 2 or 3 grand inspirations. We burned through them all that night.
Still got my one?
Yeah,
Still got it.
Who knows if you're even gonna have it?
Alright. After we rolled initiative, first up on the docket is Caleb. So, buddy, you are behind. You're in the backside of the line between me, or Kogu and Ren.
Yeah, the straight
So,
line.
pretty much in a straight line. So, you can move if you want to stay stealthy where they don't notice you or anything like that. Because currently they're all making their way towards Barto and Jonas Garrison. So that's the only two that are out in the open right now. So really, that's where you were standing, kind of. We're on the right side, or the other side. You're with the 2 white tigers. So
I'm just gonna keep that line for now.
just gonna hold your turn.
Keep that line.
All right. You want to do any actions or anything like that? You want to try to shoot anything? I mean,
You could hold. Ooga booga.
Let's hold the line.
You're gonna hold the line.
We'll wait it.
Wait it out.
Alright, so you're gonna hold your turn, alright? We'll say you hold your turn until Kovu, one of the tigers, move or something like that. Alright, Jonah, it's your turn, brother. So you are wide out in the open. Barto's right behind you, and you have about 30 blights. Barto's, yeah, I got the silver dagger. Yeah, that's it. Alright. So.
Yeah, I'm rushing right at these blights.
You're gonna rush right in?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so we're gonna say that the big guys, like dwarf guys, those are all 10 apiece. So we'll just say you just rush right in on a group. Alright, so you rush right in. Go ahead and I'm just gonna do an attack.
Yeah, with my double-bladed scimitar.
Alright, so we'll do just gonna attack twice. Like 2 hits it, or you're just gonna do 1?
I'm a 2-hitter.
Alright, so go ahead and roll. For attack.
15.
You said 15?
Yeah.
That's gonna hit. Alright. First hit. Then roll your damage.
2. That's 3 damage.
3 damage?
Yeah.
Alright. Go ahead and roll for your second attack.
That's an 8.
Alright.
And that was my action bonus attack, right?
Yeah. Alright, so you said you did 11 total damage. You did 8 and 3 on both hits. Right?
No, the second one didn't hit.
Second one was a miss. Okay.
Yeah.
What'd you roll? 8? That was your roll. Okay, yeah. So the first one, you just kind of come in, you just get kind of, so do you transform?
No.
You're human, alright? You pull it out, you just kind of get a little bit of aggression, and you just charge straight into this group, meet them head first. And as you do, we'll say that you first thing you come upon is the dancing ones. And you just straight, just one good swipe with it, and you do right out the gate, the first one that was standing there, you just destroy. Just completely shatter this little needle blight in half. And you can see as his body's kind of like deteriorating back into the ground, you notice that it's still kind of moving slightly, shaking it till the end. And then you got to take the second one to do a bigger swipe, and as you do, you just out of aggression, just kind of and just one of them happens to just dance and just duck underneath it as he busts a move to the sideways. Alright, do you want to move anymore at all? I'd say it probably took you about 20 feet to rush up on him.
So that was my action, my bonus action. I get 2 attacks per action. So.
Yeah, you didn't change, so yeah, you still have your bonus action. So you did your 2 attacks, so you still have a bonus action.
I'll just use 2 weapon binding. Can I do that with double bladed?
That's pretty much what you have. So that's what I guess why you get 2 weapon attacks.
Well, I get that, but for my class, I get 2 attacks per action. And then a bonus action.
Okay, so you've got your 2 attacks. So you get 1 more attack, basically. That's good.
Blood Hunter is OP.
That's a 20.
Alright, that'll hit. Nat 20 or?
30.
Alright, that'll hit.
That's 7 points of damage.
Alright. So we'll say that you go through and you just kind of like aggressively are just swiping at these things. Oh, you take out 2 more of them. as you're swiping through. Pretty much just taking out these dancing ones, taking on the easy ones. And right here in front. You do notice that it starts to slightly wear off just a little bit on a few of them. They kind of start to, as shit's happening, they start to kind of pick back up and realize what's going on. Alright, so that's, you gonna swing again?
Yeah.
Alright.
Chuck all these things.
Alright, that'll hit.
Five points of damage.
5, you say?
Yeah.
Alright, let's say you take out one more with this swipe. As you're kind of just kind of swinging wildly at it. Barto's impressed. You say Barto's impressed. Alright, so with that, you can still go the rest of your movement, but they will get an opportunity of attack.
I'll get right there.
Alright, so you're going to stand right in the middle. Okay.
Right there.
Cool, awesome. It's the Blight's turn.
Fantastic.
I'm ready for it.
We're all still except for you.
I'm ready for it. And Barto.
I'm glad it's their turn to move because I was kind of stumped. Like they're so far away. Like I want to cover up the open, you know? Ranger's in dark 30 feet. Yeah, I mean, there's dark.
So how we're going to do this is with each of them being a group. So the big guys are 10, and we'll say they're each 5. That's what we'll do. Maybe since there's more of them up there. 5, 10, 15, 20, 30. I have 5. Okay, so they'll each be 5. So when one attacks, that's how I'll attack. I'll attack all 5 in their turn, but each one will equal 5 blights. So that's 5 blights.
This is 1. This guy's 5.
Yeah, exactly. So you have 6 blights standing up on you. Exactly. So that's what we're gonna do. Little guy, or the one that's by himself, is gonna right on you, Jonah. He's gonna cast Constrict. So I need you to roll a. Oh, it's an attack. All right. That's going to be at 18.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Alright. So from just the one, you're going to get six points of damage, bludgeoning damage, and you're currently grappled. Alright, that means you're restrained by this one blight. Then right beside him, the 6 following blights are going to do the same. They're going to attack you as well.
I knew I was getting this off them too.
Take that down.
That's a 22 to hit.
Yeah.
It's going to be.
That'll get everybody's table.
So you're going to take 42 points of damage from these 6 blights. Well, total together, and then make sure my math's right. That's 6 blights. Each of them did.
Showing off the hell.
First one recorded. Boom. Dead.
Yeah. Each blight did 7 points of damage times 6. So you're down. Huh?
Wait.
Oh, that's 5. That's 5. You're right. So that's 35 points of damage. I'm sorry. You're right. I thought it was 6 blights. It's 5 blights per. So 35 points of damage.
Are you alive?
Yeah, I'm still alive.
Alright. But currently 7 blights have you grappled right now. So all these blights have pretty much what happens is as you're swiping through, it's in a simultaneous motion. They start attacking you, latching on, trying to grab onto you, shooting vines out, and as they do, they start to land, and almost gets, as you're still trying to swing, it gets unburied, where it starts to, and it straps you down to now where they pretty much got you pinned to the ground, held in tight.
Hey, Jenkins, you doing alright?
Yeah.
Since everybody else is still in stealth, Bartow's the only one left. So the others see Bartow standing off to the side. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna take the group and kind of move it all forward. Yeah, there you go, like that. And I'm gonna see what's up with Bartow. You're good. You can keep them spread out. I mean, they're groups. Like I said, they're covering. And you can cover over that building and stuff. Like they would be climbing over shit. You know what I mean?
So we got them on the roof.
Yeah, they would be all over the place.
Right there. Damn, they climb over the roof to get your ass.
So as they see Bartow,
start with 10 on the roof, 5 in this courtyard, another 5 are coming down here, there's 6 in that fucking.
Alright, so what's going to happen is since Bartow's not too far from you, where the blights had died that you had killed, one of these blights coming up on the side is going to cast using entangling plants. Pretty much grasping roots and vines sprout in a 15-foot radius centered around a blight that's at least been withering away for at least a minute. The area is difficult terrain for non-plant creatures. In addition, each creature of the blight's choice in that area, when the plants appear, must succeed on a strength saving throw or become restrained. You're already restrained, so I'm not going to make that happen for you, Jonah, but I'm going to do it for Bartow, who rolled a 5. Bartow is 100% also restrained as the vines kind of sprout from the ground, and you can see the terrain starts to kind of, and they master. It's kind of got him like hogtied in his veins. So you guys see this. Those that are up front, everybody in the other party sees this interaction as those are the only ones. So the rest of the blights are going to hold for now. After the blights is Jake.
Okay. Alright, so let's see. Wait. Has he got 5 on him?
Yeah, he actually has 6. He has 6 on him. Bartow doesn't have any on him. He's just the terrain. Yeah, so anytime a blight dies, another blight can cast entangling plants. It's something that happens to them when they wither away. It's like it just sprouts and it causes it to become difficult terrain. And any creature.
So this is gonna be a sucky bad. This is gonna suck. Alright, so I got a group right here. Pop out the bushes. Surprise.
I mean,
just tell you what I'm gonna do when you tell me.
Yeah, they would not know you're there, and you currently have party members within 5 feet. They don't have anything from within 5 feet, so it'd be interesting, depending on what you're trying to do.
So what I want to do is I want to wait for kind of an opportunity. At least as much opportunity as I can get, because I'm assuming they're all focused on this system, right?
Essentially, yeah, pretty much from what you can gather, the attention is derived and facing towards that main path. And the 2 groups are split on that path. The group that's with you, and then the other group, the Tigers and Caleb.
So I want to try to come around, like pop out the bushes, but towards the back of the group. And I want to start taking them out from behind.
So you want to try to come in behind? Alright, where are you at right now?
I'm right here.
Alright, so you just coming right out on that group?
Yeah, like right here. I just want to work on the ones in the back. Working forward.
Alright, so go ahead. I'll let you roll in. Go ahead on first attack. I'll give you advantage on your first attack.
So pop out.
What?
I
I'm gonna say it'll take you. You already said it?
Yeah.
You pulled it apart? Okay, cool.
So I'm gonna swing, get one.
Alright.
Come back down, hit the second one. Like two different targets.
Okay. Roll both attack. Or roll the first attack, then get damage, and then roll the second one.
That ain't gonna hit. That's a 2. It ain't gonna matter.
It's not
Alright. Oh, no, no, no.
5.
5. That's gonna miss, unfortunately.
Roll a 2.
Roll your second attack.
Is that
No. 13.
13.
14. Sorry.
14. Second one will hit.
Yeah. Alright. 14. Second one will hit. And all my quarters say if I get a plus 10 on the second hit.
But you have to land the first hit.
Is that what she said?
That's how the most of them work. Yeah.
Fine. I'll roll the D8.
Yeah. You get that if you land the first one. That would be convenient. I missed my first hit. My second one's cool because I get a plus 1. It doesn't work.
Because I completely forgot about that roll. So afterwards I looked at him.
Yeah.
Oh well. It
We're
is
gonna
what
have
it
to
is.
look at because giving you double hit, 4 strikes. I'm gonna make sure we're
yourself.
looking at it right. I think we're good though.
Wait.
It's like 2 attacks per action.
For an
Plus
action,
bonus
yeah.
action.
Yeah.
So it'd be 4. Yeah.
No, I did.
That's what I'm saying. So if you get 2 attacks already, we'll look at your double fighting thing because it might be. I'll just look at it. We'll be straight with it.
That's a deck for 11.
So what are you trying to do?
6.
Is damage?
Yeah.
Okay, so you rolled 6 damage. All right, so let's say you rush in. You know what I mean? And off the surprise, you kind of catch yourself off guard. You realize like, oh shit, I really got a surprise. Like the creature itself, as you come up upon it, you're kind of like, you've never seen anything really like this. You know what I mean? So it's catching you off guard, and you kind of, oh shit. And as you go to swipe, it starts to turn. You notice, and you swipe and miss the first one off the turn, but then the second one comes down. We'll say on the same blight. And as you swipe, it pretty much takes its kneecaps out with you as you swipe underneath, and it goes and falls on top of another one, and as they both kind of fall, into the ground and start to right there as they rest. I mean, you're able to take out 2 of them.
And I want to move away.
And you want to move away? All right, they're gonna get the little blights there will get an opportunity to attack.
I wasn't thinking of the other 3 of them.
Yeah, within that group right there.
3 blights.
Yeah. So you're gonna stay right there. All right. CJ, it'll be your turn. Currently, you, me, and Caleb have no blights near us. We're still stealthed in the bushes. Alright, go ahead and roll a stealth for me. $15. I'll say with the stuff that's going on, yeah, you're able to kind of make your way up to the front. Do your movement. Right before, okay, so right after Caleb goes, okay. Alright, cool. Justin, it's on you, big dog.
Alright, so I'm already up here kind of towards the edge.
Yeah, you were on the edge. You witnessed all this go down, yeah. You see Bartow is currently hogtied as well as, is it Craven?
Cade.
Cade.
Right.
Cade Mooncraft.
Cade, yeah.
Explain to me exactly the tied-upness. Can I run out there? Obviously, I know they can't see me.
Essentially, it's like, well, if you run out, they'll see you. I mean, unless you try to stealth out. But, like, they pretty much essentially, it's come from the ground up where Barto is. There's no blights around him. Just vines have come up from the ground and pretty much wrapped around him and now are held him almost as if he's tied to the railroad type of shit. It's just got him pinned down to the ground in different ways. It's all intertwining around his arms and legs, and it's got him and as well as Cade pinned down.
Okay, so where I'm about 30 feet away from Cade, it looks like. Or 20 feet away from Cade. 25 feet away from Cade.
I'd say, yeah. I'd say. Yeah, you're about 45 feet away.
But this one I'm very close to. 15 feet away from
That group of blights, yeah. That's a full group.
Here's what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
I am stealth, they don't see me. I want to pop out of the bushes like a spider monkey.
Yeah.
And Superman punch. Like, if I could get him in a line, that'd be great. He's like, come right down the line and punch.
Yeah.
Because I don't really have anything range. I can't throw anything at him, so I'm just going to hit him with me.
Alright, so we'll say you're gonna jump. We'll say you jump right in the middle of that group.
Can I get a surprise?
You would definitely get it. You would definitely get. You would definitely get it. You would definitely get advantage on the first attack roll. So I'll give you that. Yeah. So you want to kind of just pretty much pounce out and just land. We'll say you land like right in front of this group. And you can go ahead and roll your first attack. Well, first let me get an athletics roll. So I'll let you either take this roll to surprise them at advantage, or I'll let you take your first attack at advantage. But you won't get the advantage on this.
Wait. On what? Either advantage on the
you get advantage on the athletics roll or the attack. Yeah.
Take advantage on the attack.
Cool, alright, so go ahead. Roll athletics roll.
We can really fuck up this combat roll. I'm gonna land a hit.
Yeah.
Athletics.
Unnat 20. So you kind of just surprise the shit out of this little group. You just land right in front of them, ready to go. Take advantage on your take advantage on your first attack.
$15 and $11. That's
15 would be what you take.
Yeah, I mean, I know that hits though.
Yeah, 15 is.
I know that.
I've been taking that.
Alright, 15.
Alright, so then I have my...
Oh, the music. Not sponsored by anybody, guys.
Yes.
Not sponsored by anybody. Yes.
But
Hey, Loot Crate.
Loot Crate. Red Bull. Everybody.
Hey, Luke, we got all kinds of Red Bull.
Hey, we'll do it. We'll look out for anybody. We'll make the
for
best
any
commercials out there.
muscle milk, like
Promo.
Jack,
NordVPN.
Tiny at work.
All right.
Protein.
What you got, bro? It's alright. It's the one with the D10 on it.
This the one with the 10?
Yeah.
Why did you tell me that?
It makes it so much easier.
Thank you.
Who's that one? A 6 and a 6. 6 of those points is poison damage.
So 12 total damage.
On the first attack.
And And 6 is poison.
Yes.
Right. They won't take poison damage, but so 12 points of damage.
But out. Yeah. And I wanna, as I go down the line, I guess I'll hit each. I wanna come back up the line.
So essentially what's going to happen is when you land in, you immediately just land this first hit, and as you hit the first one, you hit it so hard it just it kind of like goes back into 2 others and just takes them both out. So you take out 3 from that group, and then you have your second attack now.
The remaining 2?
2, yeah.
I wanna like kinda. Like I guess I'm just like standing in front of the domino effect just happened in front of me. I wanna like just jump over them and hit them too.
The 2 that were left?
Yeah, I wanna hit the remaining 2.
Okay, alright, so go ahead and roll for attack. You definitely can aim at 1. You definitely aim.
Because they're kinda like, I guess, kinda lined up a little bit.
I mean, not really, but it's something to where if you hit it hard enough, you could possibly get a residual effect.
18 to hit.
That'll hit.
I know.
The desperation.
9?
15 damage, okay. So we'll say you take out those other 2, you're able to pretty much just pull out like a Muhammad Ali little show where you just jump in on them and just, with 2 good hits, yeah, they destroy everything and stuff like that. It's not got a good group, so you're able to take out a whole. If you'll just make sure we take that character off of there, the one that was that group of blights.
Yeah, we did.
Okay, cool. Alright, so 1 group's gone. Alright, Justin, so I'll say with your movement to get up on him and stuff like that, jumping in and stuff like that, so you could move a few feet away if you wanted to.
Only thing else, if it's possible, because I took him out, I already pulled the figure out. Can I come over here to Borto and try and help him?
I'd say you could probably take the steps towards him, but yeah, you wouldn't have the.
I just want to get like close, but not close enough to like get entangled in it.
Yeah, you get close to him. All right. Andrew, it's on you, brother.
So, are these groups like relatively close to each other? Or like
Somewhat, right? And currently in the moment, everything's kind of like it's hard to see the groups essentially. Like you can see them based on the figure. But yeah, they're spread all over because they're making their way now towards. Because now 2 other individuals just popped out, so they're starting to all focus in on this area.
Okay. And what about the other guy with the staff? Where's he at?
He went back inside. Yeah.
Okay.
He's next, don't worry.
Getting there.
So I am going to like where's the closest group to me? Like
Andrew, where's your character at, brother? I
He's
have
like
no
right
fucking
here.
idea. Look at the guy. Look at the board, baby.
He's back right here.
Yeah, what's up?
2 charges?
Huh?
Is that 2 charges?
Yeah, that's 2 charges for Land's hits. Yeah.
So there's 6 over here. How far away would I be from the 6?
It's like 50, 55 feet.
That's 40 feet.
Yeah, and you'd have to pretty much get it over around Bartow that's just laid on the ground or like pinned down and shit like that. And so pretty much those are being Bartow's being held down. Justin just ran with him, and then in front of that, those 6 are entangling Jonah's character on the ground, like, right there. So you're not like it'd be pretty hard pressed to be able just to range attack straight through. Like you're gonna have to do some movement because you're just in the back of the.
Okay, so I want to move up, like kind of over here to the side, as much as I can, to where I get more of a clear path.
So you're stepping out of stealth.
No, I'm not trying to run stealth.
In the open.
Yeah, you'd have to stay in the bushes in some way, dude. I mean, and
As far as you can go and stay in the bushes.
or you could just try to hide. Like you could move from bush to bush. Like
That's about 20 foot level.
Yeah, I was like out here kind of in the bushes and like go a bit closer to the action to stay in the bushes.
you want to stay hidden. Alright, so roll a stealth check for me. And actually, you have to roll at disadvantage because that's all rough terrain right there.
Is that a 7?
That's a 3. 13 plus 10.
Okay, so 23.
Well, that's not from fishing and still.
13.
So 13 is what you rolled?
Yeah.
Okay. I say, yeah, you're able to, with all the stuff going on, you're able to make your way over to the bushes stuff. But so you're still kind of undercover and good. So you want to do what now?
So I want to get like one of the closest groups I can to. I want to cast fireball on third level.
What's the range on?
In front of you.
Oh, don't worry.
Where?
Why?
Well, it's 150 feet.
Andrew, you can cast whatever. Andrew, you can cast. You want to cast fireball?
Yeah. 20 feet circle here.
I swear to God, you kill me.
I He can alter what he wants to do.
Just a
It ain't just a. That's not how fireball works.
If it's not.
Alright, so you want to cast third level fireball. So bright stream flashes from your pointing finger to the one you choose within range.
And there's
That's
right
awesome.
here.
And then there's 10 on the roof.
Each creature in a 20-foot radius sphere centered on that point. Which make it
Yeah, where's your center point?
Alright.
Yeah, there's 6 of it.
So, Andrew, where's your center point?
Yeah, that's what you guys picked.
I guess like my center point would be like right in this area. Outside the shed, I mean this. I'm facing this way.
So they're on top of the roof.
How
How
many
many
feet?
20 feet.
Does that 20 feet touch the top of the roof?
It's 100 range.
You would have to put
In the center of 150.
what I'm saying, like, if he puts it on top of the roof, he's gonna hit these 2 groups.
It's a sphere. It's a big ass circle, so he's gonna hit everybody. Go
To the
4
top.
squares out, and then just do a big ass circle from the point he wants. No, so say you want to put it on that little cart that's right there, right?
Yeah.
Alright.
So it needs to not go past this point.
Let's see. Those groups are on the roof. So
So yeah, I can flash it.
Further out.
you sure can, Andrew. If you want to blast the roof of the place you're trying to save, by all means, waste your third level spell now.
It took.
That's a real nice, like,
3 seconds.
Go ahead. If you want to cast it.
I didn't do it.
I have to make a dex saving throw.
What's your save?
20.
just go there.
Joan, I rolled a fucking nat 20. Fuck you and your fucking fireball, motherfucker.
Against what?
Whatever the save was.
So they will take half as much damage, so they'll take 4d6 damage.
4d6, okay.
Wait, how many people are you gonna roll? Because that radius is killing
Yeah,
everybody.
it's a 20 foot from
Andrew,
Andrew. No, I need everybody to stop. Andrew, I need you to point with your finger on the map where you want it to drop, and it has to be something you can see. So you point.
I guess like right here is where the shot goes. Because I'm right here in the bushes.
Oh yeah, you're behind all that. Where's your character at? Right there.
Right here.
You could see that through the edges, but just know. So what I need you to understand. So this spell is you point your finger out, and a burst of fire streaks from your finger to the area you're talking about, and then when you hit that area, it goes in a 20-foot radius of explosion. It's not like a big fireball. It's just it's a big ass explosion. So anything in that area is going to take 4d6 or 8d6 damage, and then those guys, because they saved, will take 46. So what I'm saying is like,
I'm trying to figure out from this point what
you can do it. You can do it. You just, I need for you though to point on the screen where you are. Jake, no. You, Andrew.
right here.
That's where you want it. All right. You have a direct line of sight.
You failed the intelligence save twice with advantage.
Show me.
Like right here in this area, right there.
Right there. All right. Who's this? That's you, as well as Kovu, Ren,
Me.
you,
You.
yourself, Hair, and Barto. 1, 2, 3, 4. Barely are Jonah and those outside of it. So, alright, so everybody but Jonah and those, we're rolling a dexterity saving throw, and you beat a 14.
15.
You got a 15? Alright, so 4.
Friendly fire.
Andrew Fireball.
That boy dropped a 3rd level fireball in the middle of everything.
Third level fireball. Thank God.
15.
15. Yeah, dexterity. You gotta beat a 14.
You gotta be a 15.
I'm about to fuck myself up.
16.
Huh?
16.
16. Andrew, you'll be alright. I just read Andrew, you don't have to roll. You're okay. Yeah, he doesn't. But it's his spell. Like, he can't shoot. Yeah, he can't.
Hey, idiocracy knows no bounds. That's an odd thing for you to say.
Yeah, you're gonna kill us too.
I'm gonna. You're close. I'm gonna take.
I'd also like to use gravity to hop 5 times.
What?
I don't know.
So, you have a reaction? If you have a reaction, you can, but the problem is Andrew's stealth. So he technically has surprise on everybody.
You're gonna die if we don't.
So, currently right now, has everybody made the save?
No.
Yeah.
I did.
You didn't make it? You didn't beat a 14?
Yes. No, I did.
So
Andrew, you're gonna have to roll 44, bro.
4d4.
Yeah.
Say that again.
44.
It'd be 9.
4d4?
Yeah.
Or I mean 46, my bad, sorry. Not 9. Yeah, my bad.
Wow.
You gotta make it
Four. 4. 2.
So 3 4s and a 2?
14.
So 14. Alright, so everybody takes 14 points of damage. Justin, you take 24 points of damage. Isn't that 14 times 2? No, that's 12. 28 points of damage. And then the blights take that as well, so the blights take. So you do take out.
We take 14?
Yeah, 14 points of damage, yeah. So you do take out 4 blights fully in the process.
Just 4?
And then that whole area, anything flammable, so the wood on the house, the cart, anything that's possible to catch fire. Some of the blights you can see are like little, like, you know, flowers and stuff on them are catching little blazes. But pretty much what you guys all saw is a streak of fire come from the brush and hit the corner of this winery.
Do we know?
You don't know 100%, but you just know that somebody from our group, and it just hit this thing like a rock and just and just exploded in the corner of this building. Rattled. I mean, shit's hit. I mean, and then you do take it out and stuff like that. You do see that shit starts to catch on fire. Stuff starting to like gradually pick up a little bit.
Like a pile of
You're welcome.
firewood.
Kobu's turn is next. Kobu also taking some damage from her or whatever. Immediately, before you can even think or do anything, Andrew grabs you and jerks you down like into the brush where him and Ren are standing, and you can see the debris, like a little bit of smoke and stuff on this white fur, and you can just see how seconds away from literally eating your face off. This aggression.
I'm sorry.
And looks at Kobu looks at Ren and says, "Keep this one here." That's what he says. If CJ, make sure CJ heard that or whatever. So now Kobu's told Ren to watch your ass. Kobu then steps up, and as soon as he steps up to enter into battle, you see step out on the main balcony the same individual. Alright, you put a dagger. So you then have Ren standing there with a dagger to your throat. Yeah, just immediately just start just holding him there. This individual then steps back out on the balcony, kind of taking in what's going on, seeing the other individuals looking around.
Can I hunters mark this guy?
For sure, 100% can. So you hunters mark him, and so you've got a lock on him. You see him rumble a little bit. Hits his staff on the ground 2 more times, and you see come from the chimney, as well as a few of the windows, out from the brush itself. Double check it. Tell you right. You see about 20 more blights make their way out from without the house. You see about 5 in one spot and 5 in another spot. As they make their way to the ground, they all start to form themselves together into a bigger individual blight. So now you have 2 larger blights, and then you now have about 10 more of these blights that you're dealing with kind of come out, and then stepping out beside this person you see is another druid kind of looking creature, female, same texture, like paler skin, long black hair.
Does she look like she's in church?
Roll an insight. Also roll an insight. 14.
Oh, we both got 14. You said insight, 18.
19. Alright, so yeah, she's definitely attractive in a steampunk goth type of way, you know. Definitely gothic style. You notice that she doesn't really appear that she would be in charge. There's no like.
Do I notice any exchange of power between the two?
You would notice that more so. It kind of gives off the vibe like she's come to accompany
him.
Because moments after she steps up, he kind of looks at her and leans in and whispers something, and then you see her step up on the ridge of the balcony and then drop down onto the ground. And then she then pulls 2, not full length, but 2 slightly smaller scimitars from within, and she holds them like this or whatever, or not scimitars, what the Persian blades called? The curved ones? That's what they are. Yeah, I don't know why for some reason I was thinking like I mixed that and centaur. I was like, oh, too much fantasy. Scimitar. She pulls 2 of them out, slightly smaller, and then you can see she's got her hood slightly as she lands. The way she lands is unique. She comes down really quick, but it's almost like she slows down right before she hits the surface and barely touches. And then she kind of pulls these blades out, swirls them around a little bit, and then at that point, we're going to take a break real quick.
So where does she land?
She's right. She pretty much lands out from the window. So he's up top where the spiral is. You see on the corner. Yep, essentially. Yeah. Let's don't tap the TV.
Lights that die, are they on the roof? Or are they part of the 3 that were in front of them?
Like,
Okay, hold on. I'll tell you in 1 second. Guys, give us a few minutes. We'll take a break, man. We'll be right back. Right? Appreciate y'all.
We're gonna beat up Andrew.
yeah, we're beating Andrew.
Stay behind the shed. All right, everybody. We're back. Thank y'all for that little bit of a break. We're coming right here on the end, so we're gonna kind of just close this session out right here real quick. So we'll stick with us just for a little bit longer, man. All right, so as everybody's kind of where we're at in the situation before we took the break, Andrew, your character, had decided to unleash fire and brimstone. You threw a level 3 fireball out, hitting the side of this building and taking out some of the enemy, but also kind of creating a little bit of chaos. So currently, right now, the setting is that there is stuff kind of catching on fire. That what is wood around. You also notice that the individual that had stepped out on the balcony now has brought down a female druid as well as some more blights into the situation. So where we stand now, I'm going to say that next up on the turn would have been Kovu. So I'll run through these 3 and then we'll kind of go ahead and close out. So Kovu, having stood up, is about to step out and enter into the battle, and then this kind of went down. Kovu immediately makes eye contact with the individual up on the top and kind of just staring down. So he's going to actually run as fast as he can. Can you count the distance from where he's at to that wood pile right below the tower?
About 9 squares.
So that is
45 feet. Alright, so that's playing. Kovu's going to use his speed plus his feline agility, and he's going to attempt to climb up this tower towards this guy.
Pass all those enemies.
Yep. He's going to run straight through. He's 8 foot tall. He's going to just run through, yeah. I think it looks like there's a straight. Is there anybody directly, I know it's kind of cramped up right there in front.
No, there's like
This is a path, okay, so path of blights or anything like, okay. So, I'll roll in athletics check. So Kovu runs, the DM will do it too. So Kovu goes to run aggressively in full motion, tries to hit it, but as soon as he does, as soon as he hits right before that tree pile to go to climb, the blights, because they're all around, they just start latching on, and he's having to fight off being restrained. You can see vines kind of coming out of the ground after different aspects. So he starts to get, they start to attack him where he's at and actually restrain, kind of like pretty much put him in restraint slightly right there. He's caught up busier in that middle right there where he's at. Barto is gonna, as he's kind of sitting there just as fire's kind of slowly lingering here and there, and he's covered in vines and stuff like that. So it's definitely not a good situation. I'm gonna roll a strength check for my man Barto. I'm gonna switch dice. So Barto attempts to kind of move and get out and stuff like that, and Justin, you'll actually notice being right beside him that as he's trying to kind of get a little overwhelmed and excited with the fire getting closer and being restrained and not being able to speak, he starts to freak out a little bit and actually goes unconscious. And then you notice that the vines start to tighten up on him. They start to kind of squeeze, and you can see the color almost slightly being relieved from his face. Wardo, hiding in the bushes, sees all this going down.
Who? No, he's not. You ain't gonna do nothing to Wardo.
He didn't get
I'm
slapped.
not messing with my homie.
They didn't get slapped.
100%.
Who else did get slapped? Barto.
Bartel.
His ass didn't get slapped.
Yeah, there's
So, Wardo,
It's like fly now. I don't know what wood is that, but
Did the word fireball come out of his mouth?
so Wardo was actually kind of figuring out a strategy to involve himself to help out. And when he went to kind of step out of the bushes, he noticed that a beaming line of fire from the bush line. Kind of thinks about it for a second, takes a step back into the brush, and evaluates the situation. Think he'll be okay? Steps back slightly and stealthily, like a master of disguise, disappears within the shrubbery in the vineyard. So Wardo has chosen at this moment to not participate.
He noped out of that one.
Yeah, he noped out of that one currently. That would bring us back up to Caleb to start it off on the next turnaround. And so I think at that point, if there's anything else, any questions, I think at that point, man, I think we'll go ahead and hold off, pause the session for this week, and pick it back up next week. Awesome. Good job, guys. Again, thank y'all so much for joining us. Thank you again for being here and spending some time with us, even if it was just for a few minutes or you were able to put it in for the whole shift, man. We appreciate everything. Again, check us out. Check out our podcast video that we have released on our channel. And also look for us this weekend. We'll be releasing a podcast, video cast episode every week, as well as this session, plus a lot of creator content videos and things like that. So please check us out. Don't forget, like, subscribe. Make sure you activate that bell so that when we release these videos, you can get in there and be the first one to check us out. All right? Anybody want to say anything?
Special thanks to our sponsor. Could be you.
That's right. It could be you. Heck yeah. All right, y'all. Next time, we'll see you. And don't forget, create chaos.
My life be like